So in this video, we're going to talk about the measures of dispersion. So these are the popular ones. The measures of dispersions are the range, which is the highest value minus the lowest value, the interquartile range, which is the third quartile minus first quartile, and we're going to speak what do we mean by third quartile and first quartile, and then the standard deviation of a sample or a population, and we're going to do it by hand without using the calculator. And notice we have two formulas, because if we're finding the standard deviation of a population, we divide the sum by n, while for the sample we divide the sum by n minus 1. So the standard deviation is the most popular one of the measures of the dispersion, and it measures the spread of the data about the mean. The variance, it tells me how my data varies, and it's the square of the standard deviation. Now, why do we need to do the measures of dispersion? Because the measures of central tendency are not adequate to describe my data. Two data sets can have the same mean, but they are entirely different. So we need to examine the extent of the variability of the existing data. Now we have a chart here from a group of men and women who did workouts at the gym 3 times a week for a year, and the trainer measured their body fat percentages. So we have the category of the men, the one in green, and the category of women is the one in red. And notice we have overlap with the green one with the men categories. Now we're going to take the numbers, the percentages, and we're going to find the measures of this dispersion of the percentages. So we're going to start first with the woman. So we're going to take the number 22, 16, 21, 21, 30, 26, 12, 23, 28, 23, and we're going to find the measures of dispersion. So we recorded the data in a table, and we found the mean to be 22. So we rounded the mean to the nearest whole number. So the mean was 22. Now we're going to subtract the mean from each of my data. And then we're going to square the result. And we're going to add all these numbers. So the sum was 256. Now we can plug it in the formula. So we're assuming the numbers are a sample. So that's why we're dividing by n minus 1. So the standard deviation is 5.33. Now for the range, we're simply taking the highest value minus the lowest value, and the range of the percentages is 18. Now for the variance, we're going to square the standard deviation, and it's 28.44. Now for the interquartile range, first we need to find the median. So we need to arrange my data in ascending order. Now I have 10 numbers, so the median is going to be the average of the middle two. So that's the median. Now the first quartile is going to be the median of the first part. Also, we have 4 numbers. And the third quartile is going to be the median for the second part. So we're taking also the average of the middle two. Now the interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1, and that's 8.5. Now we're going to go back to our chart of the men and women who did workouts, and we recorded their body fat percentages. Now we're going to take the men. So we're going to take the data of the men and trying to find the measure of dispersion. So we're focusing on these values. So we recorded the men, and the mean was 15, So we subtracted the mean from each of the data. Now we're going to square the results. And the sum is 563. So we're going to plug the sum over here. And we're still assuming that we have a sample. That's why we're dividing by n minus 1. So the standard deviation is 6.85. Now for the range is simply the highest minus the lowest, and that's 24. Now for the variance is square of the standard deviation, and that's 46.92. Now for the interquartile range, we need to arrange the data in ascending order. So we have 13. We need to find the median. So the median is the middle number since we have odd number of data. Now the first quartile is the median of the first part. And the third quartile is the median of the second part. Therefore, the interquartile range is 9. Thank you for watching.